Good morning, students. So welcome back. So yesterday we have seen how ancient peoples used the means of transportation, and then how the means of transportation went on changing or developing, to be exact. So initially development of wheel, and that changed the whole scenario of the modes of transportation, and then faster and faster modes of transportation were developed. And then we have seen that some of them they have traveled very large distances, and some of them they have just gone to a very smaller distances. Or when I have asked what is the width of the desk, or what is the width of the broom, or what is the length of my classroom, this all are related to the distances. And so let us do few measurements to see what exactly we need to do when we measure the distance or the length. So there is one activity. Okay, now this activity, if you would have been in the school now, you would have enjoyed it. Okay, but bad luck. You are at home and I am in school. Okay, so you do this at home. I will tell you how to do. So here what you are supposed to do, you have to measure the length and breadth of the classroom, each one of you. So at least 10 or 15 students I would have taken. Okay, but now at home what you do, you ask your brother or sister or your parents, your mother, and take her help and see what happens. Okay, so the column which is to be made, I am writing that column here, name of the student. Okay, name of student, length of the classroom, and breadth of classroom. So now we are at home. So what you will do? Your first student, you yourself. Your second student, your brother or sister. And your third student, your mother. Right? Take her as a student. Let her enjoy how student life is again. Okay? And now, length of classroom. Instead of that, you can take length of my hall, or length of my bedroom, or length of my study room. Okay, and same way, breadth also. Either it may be hall, either it may be bedroom, or it may be my study room. Now, what we are supposed to do? Okay, so you are going to use your foot for the measurement. Now, how we are going to take that? So that I will show you. So we are going to measure the length with the help of a foot. So you can see my foot. So I am going to put it like this, and then I am going to measure it like this. 1 foot, 2 foot, 3 foot, 4 foot, 5 foot, okay, and so on. So in that way you will measure the length. And so how many foots you require? Suppose 15. So here you will write 15, okay, and here in this, suppose you require 10, so you will write 10 foot length, okay, and then your next student, your brother or sister, and then your mother, okay, or father, if he is available, okay, so accordingly, and then try to compare, see what happens. This is one thing. Then what you do? Activity second. Okay, we are going to find the width of the table with the help of your hand span. This is called hand span. Okay, and using this hand span, we use this hand span. Do you remember where you use? Oh yes, while playing marble, we take it like this, hand span. With we call it with. Right? So we use it there. So same hand span, we are going to use the width of the table. Again, columns will be same, name of the student and width of the table. Okay, now But here students, as I have said, and width of the table at your home, maybe dining table or your study table. Do you get it? Now how to do it? Let us see. So see, suppose if I start from here. So this is 1 hand span, 2 hand span, 3 hand span, 4 hand span, and so on. Okay? So in that way you can measure the width of the table. Now it may happen that while measuring the length and breadth of the table, some part of that your not table of your room, some part may remain unmeasured because your foot cannot go there. So at that time you can take a string of length of your foot. Now this is the string of length of my foot. Okay, and to measure that remaining part, I can use this string. So how much fraction? Suppose this much is there. So 1/4 fraction or half of the string, or that is half of foot. Okay, and or 3/4 of the foot. In that way you can measure it. Okay, so that will help you. Even while taking the width of the table using hand span. So in some cases, some part of the table cannot be measured because it may be very small and my hand span may fall too big. Okay, so in that case, again you have the length with string having length equal to our hand span. Okay, and use them. So the part which is not measured, you can get with the help measured with the help of the string. Okay, then when you will compare both these activities, what you will see? What you will find? Yes, your first observation will be, as the person changes, the length and breadth of your rooms will change. Means when you will do, you may get something, suppose 20 foot length of your room and 10 foot length breadth of your room. And when your mother does, it may be, the length may be somewhere 15 foot or 17 foot and the breadth may be somewhere 9 foot or 8 foot. Variation, right? Now why this happens? Because the length of the foot varies from person to person. Same is the case with the hand span. The hand span will differ from person to person, and because of that there will be no uniformity in the measurements. Secondly, when you will tell, suppose if I ask, wait, what is the length of your room? And Master Homkar says, sir, the length of my room is 20 foot. But how can I understand whose foot you have taken? Because length of the foot keeps on varying. So how do we come to know what is the exact length? You understand my point? So there is the other person cannot understand properly what is the actual length when you say in foot, because the length of the foot keeps on varying, or hand span. What is the actual length or width of the table? How do we know? Right? And hence there has to be some units or fixed ways of measurement which will not depend upon the person. It will be independent of the person. It will not change from person to person. And hence, let us study standard units of measurements. Okay, now before coming to standard units of measurements, what is measurements? It is nothing but measurements means the comparison of the unknown quantity with a fixed known quantity. That is called as the measurement. And this fixed quantity which is used is called as the unit. And this unit is utilized for the measurement. Okay. And the resultant measurement which is obtained, it consists of two parts. The first part is a number, and the second part is the unit which is utilized. For example, when I was taking the length of the table, length of the room, not table. So 20 is the number, and foot length is the unit which I have utilized for that comparison. Okay, so now let us move to the next part, that is standard units of measurements. In ancient times, the lengths of the foot or the width of the finger or the distance of step, they were commonly used for measurements. And the people of Indus Valley were very well expert in measurements. How do we come to know? They were properly knowing the measurements of lengths. They were expert in it. And the proof is from the excavations we have got there in the Indus Valley. Okay, and because they have got exact geometrical constructions there, and so we come to know that they were very well in measuring the lengths. Okay, now throughout the world there were various methods used for measurements. Okay, so cubit, one of the unit, cubit was used in Egypt. And what is cubit? Cubit is nothing but the distance from the elbow to the tip of the finger. That is called as 1 cubit. Okay, so that is cubit. Then next is foot. Now as I have said, foot, it was used by the people of different parts of the world. Okay, that was the unit used. It differed slightly from region to region. Okay, then next was the unit used was yard. Now what is yard? Yard is nothing but the distance from the end of the stretched arm till the chin. Okay, till your chin. So this distance is called as 1 yard, and that was utilized in most of the part of the world. In Rome, they measured with their pace or steps. Now, when I come to ancient India, various smaller units like ungul, okay, that is 1 small finger, okay, measurement, smaller units were used. Then fist, yani mutti, okay, that was used. So various such units were used in ancient India. Even today, the people who sell the flowers, to measure the length of the garland, they use the arm. Okay, so in various parts of India, even today, different parts of the body are being used as per their need. Okay, and they will be used whenever they are used whenever they are means easy to use. Okay, and they can be properly used. For that purpose, these parts, body parts, are being used even today also. Even today we keep them on using whenever we feel them convenient to use it. Okay, now, but then too, the length of the body parts keeps changing from person to person, and that creates confusion. Definitely, when I say this is my length for length of the garlands when I am selling, and some other people, a small child may be there sitting, and if he takes that length, so that length may vary. So it keeps on changing from person to person, and hence it creates confusion. Okay, and so to avoid that, in 1790, the French created the standard unit of measurement called the metric system. In 1790, the French created a standard unit of measurement called the metric system. And for the sake of uniformity, scientists all over the world have accepted a set of unit of measurements which is called as a system which is called as the Standard International System of Units. Okay, SI system. Okay, it is also called as SI system. It is known as Standard International Units of System or SI system, and in SI system the unit of length is meter. What it is? meter. Okay, and this is the meter scale, you know that. Okay, so this is the meter scale which is utilized, and this is the small 15 centimeter scale in your geometry box. In your textbook also it has been shown. Okay, now this each meter, you can see here, it is divided into small 100 divisions. Okay, and each small division is called as centimeter, and each centimeter is further divided into 10 divisions, you can see here. Okay, and each division there is called as millimeter. So here you can have 1 meter is equal to 100 centimeter, and 1 centimeter is equal to 10 millimeter. Okay, but to measure very big distances, meter is not useful, it is very small unit, and so higher unit called kilometer is used, and 1 kilometer is equal to 1000 meters. Okay, now see, repeat all the activities that we have performed using these measurements and see whether you get the differences as we have got while using the foots and the hand spans. You will see that hardly there is any difference while measuring. There may be, that depends, because there are certain errors in measurements. So we'll come to that in my next video. So dear students, today we will stop here. Okay, and I hope what I have told you, you have understood. Okay, read the topic, write the additional questions, and go through the important points. Okay, and if there is any difficulty, definitely contact me. So let us stop here. We'll meet in my next video. Till then, goodbye. Thank you.